to journey through the process of bringing some of the amazing characters of the Star Wars saga to life. We will be auditioning for some roles to be a part of the experience, so be ready. And as a special treat to you, we will perform an all-new Star Wars The Clone Wars adventure that was written exclusively for Star Wars weekends. Does that sound exciting? So, how many Clone Wars fans do we have out there today? Well, for 5 seasons, Star Wars The Clone Wars took audiences on some amazing adventures, telling epic stories with conflict and spectacular battle, featuring the heroic struggle between good and evil. And one of the characters at the center of it all was Jedi Padawan Ahsoka Tano. It's truly been an honor to be the voice of Ahsoka, and it's an opportunity that I do not take lightly. I want to thank each and every one of you for your support and for bringing these amazing characters into your house each and every weekend. Star Wars is and always has been about amazing characters, and we have a very special treat for you today because our celebrity guest is the voice of one of the most feared characters in the Star Wars galaxy and one of my favorite people. So please help me welcome to the stage the voice of Darth Maul, Sam Witwer! Welcome to Disney World.
Thank you very much.
Now, and this is very exciting for you because I know how big of a Star Wars fan you are. And actually, fun piece of trivia, Sam and Dave Filoni are probably the 2 biggest Star Wars fans I know. And
we're competitive about that.
yes.
I would defeat him. Yeah.
You earned Dave's respect. Actually, the very first episode we recorded together, I remember.
Right. We were doing the Mortis trilogy. We were doing the first one, and Matt Lanter was performing this really awesome scene with Shmi Skywalker. So Anakin is talking to his mother, who he hasn't seen for a long time. And he says to his mother, and they're performing it, and he goes, I have a wife, and I want you to meet her. And it was this wonderful performance, and Dave Filoni's like, all right, great, moving on. And I'm like, okay, whoa. Dave, they already met. Shmi Skywalker and Padme, she met his wife before she was his wife. And Dave's just like, just like blood drains out of his face. And I just sort of standing there and everything's uncomfortable, and I look over at Ashley, and Ashley's just looking at me, and I'm like, what? And she's like, I've never seen someone out-geek Dave Filoni. Yeah.
Well, I not only is it a dream come true to work for Star Wars, but you are quite the busy actor and have worked on several amazing projects, including the movie The Mist.
Yeah, so family film for you guys. I got that film, and there's really kind of a cool story to it. I was walking down the sidewalk. I was going to an audition that I didn't want to go to. So I had materials and stuff, and I had my headshot. In LA, everyone walks around with pictures of themselves. Like, seriously, it's a weird city.
Weird.
It's strange.
Yeah.
So I'm walking down the sidewalk, and this woman is coming across the street with all these bags of materials, and she drops the bags in the middle of the street, and no one is helping her. So I went over and picked up her stuff and said, could you use some help? She goes, yes. And so I'm taking her stuff to this office building, and she sees my headshot, and she goes, are you an actor? I don't know what the hell else I would be with But yeah, I was like, I'm an actor. So we go up, and she asks me, would you like to read for something? And I'm like, okay, sure. And then I just get these weird script pages, really weird stuff with like tentacles and people getting hurt and all this stuff. And I did it. I had no idea what I was auditioning for, and then I got a call 2 days later, and Frank Darabont wants you to be in The Mist. I was like, oh.
Incredible.
Okay.
Only in LA.
Yeah.
Can you help someone across the street?
Right, so these days, it's a little bit of a different thing, because these days I'll just get some of my friends together, I get them to dress up as hooligans, and just get them to knock people's purses out of their hands. Oh, can I help you with that? Just hoping they're a casting director.
Well, now this show, Battlestar Galactica, I'm a huge fan, and I was so excited to see you on Battlestar.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
I saw the miniseries, I loved it, and I called my agent and I said, get me on that show. And then it worked, which was weird.
Okay, you really had the force. So you just say, I want to be on that show.
Yes, exactly.
And then The Force Unleashed. How many people played The Force Unleashed out there? Star Killer right here.
Yeah, that was, Battlestar kind of helped me get this role because I had a shaved head and they wanted a guy with a shaved head. So that was really, I just kind of showed up. They knew what the character was sort of meant to look like, but they didn't have the specifics. And so when I showed up there for the audition, I looked exactly like they wanted the guy to look. And then it turns out I knew a thing or two about Star Wars, so that just kind of worked out.
That kind of helped. That's good.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Smallville. How many Smallville fans do we have?
Yeah, the Mist, I guess, had just come out, and Force Unleashed had not come out yet. And I got summoned to the Smallville offices. They're just like, come to the offices. Why? Okay, I'll show up. So they're telling me this story about this good guy who is a monster but doesn't want to be a monster. And I was like, okay, all right, cool. And then they're like, tell us all about Force Unleashed. Tell us about the Star Wars project. And I was like, oh, this is so interesting. And it's really because they were aware of how rabid the Star Wars fan base was, and that project was getting a lot of buzz. So they wanted to know all about it, and then I left, and then they hired me and just kind of handed it to me.
That's incredible. Very serendipitous.
Yeah.
And then, of course, being human.
As I understand it, yeah, that guy. What a jerk. As I understand it, they were looking for this guy, and they'd apparently gone through hundreds of actors, and they couldn't find a satisfactory Aiden. And the casting director said, wait, and she was the casting director for Smallville. She goes, we need a guy who's a good guy, but doesn't want to be a monster, but he's a monster. I think I know the guy who does this. So I got called up, and they're just like, yeah, we want that, but funnier. Smallville, that character wasn't terribly funny. You know, this one had to be funny. So that's how that came about.
Well, we know that you can be funny because working in the studio with you, here we are. This is the son from the Mortis trilogy.
Oh yeah, this guy's a laugh riot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, this guy isn't, but in the studio it was fun. But this guy actually helped you get the voice of Darth Maul.
Yes,
Tell us
he
about
did.
that.
Yeah, because Dave Filoni explained to me that this guy was meant to be the dark side of the Force. That's what he was. He was the dark side. You know, no pressure, right? You're a Star Wars fan. You're playing the dark side. All right, go. Like, thanks.
And that's usually how it is.
It is, right.
Yeah.
And then he, do it again. That wasn't very good. I'm like, oh, thanks. But the early on, before I really knew what the character, before I had a feel for the character, I remember being very insecure because you guys were all in character. You all knew what you were doing. I didn't know what I was doing. I don't really know that much about voiceover. And I said to Dave, are we concerned that this character might sound too much like Starkiller? You know, because two Star Wars characters are going to get confused. And he said, well, the son of Mortis, he is the dark side of the Force, and Starkiller had a connection to the dark side of the Force. So it's okay if you hear some Starkiller in that. And that's what Dave said. And I think that was Dave's way of just saying, shut up and do your lines, it's fine. But then we finished the first episode, and I wasn't in that episode that much. And then the next day was the next episode, so I had time to think about that. So I came back in, and I reasoned, well, if you hear Starkiller's voice in there because of the dark side, you should hear all of their voices in that character. You should hear a little bit of the Emperor, a little bit of Darth Vader, a little bit of Dooku and Darth Maul. And so there'd be little moments where he dips into other characters.
Which you've also voiced Palpatine before, too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for the Force Unleashed.
Multi-talented.
Yeah. So there might be something like, there was a line, sister, I see you brought a friend. And so you want to go a little Darth Vader and then a little bit the Emperor. So you go, sister, so I see you brought a friend. A little bit of Palpatine at the end. So yeah, once I did that, Dave was like, I see what you're doing. I'm like, is that bad? He's like, no, it's good. Do it more. Okay. And then afterward, he's like, we might have a part for you down the road. And I'm like a bounty hunter? He's like, yeah, something like that. And then a year later, they call up and he's like, I need Darth Maul.
Oh my gosh. Okay, can you give us a Darth Maul line?
Oh my goodness. I have been waiting for you, Kenobi.
That is incredible! Sam Witwer, everyone! Well, Sam, you make voice acting look so easy, and I think we have some aspiring voice voice actors out there. I think we should have some auditions. What do you think?
Let's do it.
Do you guys want to audition for a couple roles? What do you think? Are you interested? Yeah. Okay. All right, let's come down here. Now we're going to audition first for one of my favorite characters, only because of his adorable little son Stinky. He's the slimy gangster from Tatooine, Jabba the Hutt.
What's that?
So it took 6 puppeteers to bring Jabba to life. Some of them actually sat inside, while others controlled his movements using remote control. When Jabba was brought on set with the other actors, he was actually overwhelming and larger than life. Then Ben Burtt decided to create Jabba's language called Huttese, giving him a slightly more sinister tone. And that's the Jabba we know and despise today.
Master Luke, you're standing on
So we need someone to be Jabba the Hutt.
Sure.
Who thinks they could give us a good Jabba? Let's see some hands. All right, you in the hat, come on up. Right here.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna blame me, I might as well just recommend you.
All right. What's your
looks
name,
ready.
this guy?
He's gonna push me to the wall.
Carter.
Just
Okay,
give me
yeah.
the push
He looks like he could be a Hutt.
Totally.
All right, turn around and face the audience, Carter. And we need you to give us a big Boshuda. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah, and do it a lot tougher than me, because that wasn't very tough. Can you do that? Okay. All right, let's go. Wow! Thank you so much, Carter. One more round of applause for Carter. You sounded so tough, and I sounded like a would-be Jabba the Hutt.
Good. That guy's good.
Okay, well now we need someone who is a Wookiee fan. And of course I'm talking about Chewbacca, everyone's favorite co-pilot. So, on screen, Chewbacca was played by Peter Mayhew, who stands 7 feet 2 inches tall. But Academy Award-winning sound designer Ben Burtt decided to take a more earthbound approach with Chewbacca's voice. Let's listen.
You said it, Jim.
So who can give us a good Wookiee growl? We need a really good Wookiee growl.
Got a lady right here.
Oh, in the Batman hat. Come on up. Oh, and a Her Universe shirt. The force is strong with this one. And what's your name?
Ashley.
And her name is Ashley. Oh my gosh, we're besties. And we're wearing kind of matching shirts. I love it. Good pick, Sam.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ashley, we need you to give a really loud Wookiee growl. You know, Chewbacca's like a teddy bear, but you know he wants to rip your arms out. So can you do that for us? Sam, do you have a good Wookiee growl?
Sure.
What is it? Okay, Ashley, can you do that? All right, here you go.
It's Chewbacca, the song and dance man.
Yes. I would like to see Chewbacca the musical.
Jazz hands.
Yes. Okay, now we've saved the hardest for last.
Yes.
I need a Darth Vader. Now, Darth Vader is the perfect combination of how great physical acting and voice acting come together to create one unforgettable character. So let's actually watch this video and you'll see what I mean, because this is what the cast and crew heard when they were filming Star Wars.
As a member of the Imperial Senate on a diplomatic...
You are part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor. Take over.
A lot different, right?
Yeah, that one looks like it's going to be a hit.
Now that was actor David Prowse, the man behind the mask. But Star Wars creator George Lucas found actor James Earl Jones, who also happens to be the voice of Mufasa from The Lion King. And he provided a much darker and mysterious tone. Let's take a look.
You are part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor. Take her away.
Much Okay, we need a Darth Vader, and I can see someone bouncing up and down in his seat. Come on up. He looks very menacing.
Oh, I'm scared. This is
Yeah.
terrified.
Terrified. And he's wearing a Clone Wars shirt. So, very cool. Of course.
Liam.
Liam.
Wow, I sense the force is strong with you.
Before he starts, everyone, just spoiler alert. Let's do this.
Okay. Now, Liam, all the Star Wars characters, the villains, usually have breathing problems. Respiratory problems. Oh, yeah. He practices this at night, I think. Now, Liam, okay, so can you give us some good Darth breathing? Darth Vader breathing. Darth breathing.
Darth breathing.
Okay, Liam, that is incredible. Round of applause. Now, Liam, I can tell you are ready for your line, so I'm going to let you take it away and give us your famous Darth Vader line.
Luke, I am your father.
Imitation you have created. It is insignificant next to the power of the Force, and I find your lack of vocal skills disturbing.
Hey, I thought he did a good job, right?
Don't you know the power of the dark side?
Well, I may not know the power of the dark side, Darth, but I have the power of the remote.
What? What are you doing? No!
I sense Sith out here.
Don't worry, it was just Darth Vader, but I took care of him.
Oh, Darth Vader, yes. I have a feeling you'll be the death of me someday.
Your Star Wars Weekend host, James Arnold Taylor.
How about these guys, huh? Sam Witwer, pretty cool, huh?
And one more round of applause for Liam, everyone.
So we moved down here. What are we
Yes,
doing the
we're
show? It's a
down
little more
here.
intimate.
And you were just in time, because we are about to perform our all-new Star Wars: The Clone Wars adventure, written exclusively for Star Wars Weekends.
Oh, awesome! And I think we're all excited about that. Yes.
Yes.
I can't wait to hear what voices are going to come out of this guy.
Oh yeah. I have a feeling you've studied a lot of these voices.
Studied voices from what movie?
It's a Star Wars.
It's that J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, with Chris Pine and... Burn!
Okay, so what do you need from
We
me?
need some volunteers. We have a scene that's inspired by Return of the Jedi, so we need some alien characters. We need, let's see, James, can you find me a Jawa and a translator droid?
Jawa and a translator
Find me a
droid.
Gamorrean guard.
Morning guard.
Do you know what Jawas sound like? Do you think you can follow along and give me a good Jawa?
Morning guard.
All right, come on up. All right, I need a translator droid. Really, sir? You feel you got a translator droid in you? Come on, all right, let's give it a shot. Give the big guys a chance every once in a while, too.
All right.
All right, good. All right, you guys, follow me right up here. Oh, it's a guys show
Yeah,
today.
just a bunch of dudes. What's
It
up
was
with that?
all girls this morning, and now
Yeah.
guys. I like it.
All right, gentlemen, step right up.
All right, come on into our studio here. We've created a studio to look like what we actually recorded.
This does. This is a pretty good thing. And we got a little control unit over here. Oh, yeah, and step right this way. So when you do a voiceover session, it's not like an on-camera thing, like Sam does usually, where he's got to memorize the lines and stuff. With voiceover, you have the script in front of you, but you usually don't get to see it until you walk into the studio. So that is what's happening now to our guests. They're taking a look and seeing their parts, which are highlighted there, which is nice. Makes it easier for you to tell what part you're reading. But this is really, this is the real deal here.
This is how it is. And we actually have a sound engineer when we go into the studio. So today we have a sound engineer. This is Mark. Everyone say hi, Mark. Hi, Mark. And Mark, just like an old radio drama, will provide all of the music and the sound cues. So.
Oh yeah, sound effects. So like in the old days with radio dramas, they would create them with the Foley artist would be there. Now Mark has got a little fancier unit than this. It's a computer there. So like, Mark, say I needed, I think probably a lightsaber. Very nice. So that's good. Yes. So
Hold on
I
a
was
second. So you just do this. You just like. Right?
Oh, sorry, sir.
Oh, sorry.
Sith. You know, what can you do? All right, okay.
Okay, well, back to the show.
Okay, sir.
James, we need to do a mic check.
A mic check, yes. Okay, so what is your name, sir? Jeff. Jeff, let's hear it for Jeff, huh? Okay, Jeff, you're the technical droid, but you're Jabba's droid, so think of C-3PO, but with a bit of an attitude, okay? And then who do we have here? Xander. All right, step a little closer to that mic, Xander. And you're going to be the Gamorrean guard, so think, channel your best D. Bradley Baker and get some creature sounds and some snorting and like a pig sounds. Can you give me something like that, you think? Yeah. Okay, good. And who do we have here? Carter. Let's hear it for Carter, the Jawa. And just say check 1, 2, check 1, 2.
Check 1, 2.
Very good, very good. I think we're set. If we had Tom Kane here to be the announcer, we'd really be set.
I think I've got you covered, James. Hope you guys are ready?
Yes.
May the Force be with us. Action.
Tales from the Clone Wars. Early in the conflict, the Jedi Knights struck an alliance with the vile gangsters of the Hutt criminal empire in order to secure an advantage against the evil Separatist forces. To maintain this treaty, the Jedi Council dispatches Obi-Wan Kenobi and Ahsoka Tano to the distant planet Tatooine for an audience with the powerful gangster Jabba the Hutt. Now on the lonely windswept road that winds to the Iron Citadel of the loathsome criminal, the two Jedi make their way to an uncertain appointment.
I haven't been to Tatooine since Master Skywalker and I rescued Stinky.
Stinky? I beg your pardon?
Stinky. That's what Anakin called Jabba's son Rada. I got the impression Anakin isn't very fond of the Hutts.
Yes, well, perhaps that's why he opted out of this mission.
Maybe. But he usually prefers taking action over bookkeeping.
I beg your pardon? Bookkeeping?
Yeah. Instead of coming with us, he's reviewing stacks of intelligence reports with Senator Amidala.
With Padme? Really?
Yes. From the sounds of it, they're going to have to spend the whole week together working side by side to make any progress.
Curious. Tell me, Ahsoka, does Anakin take a lot of these missions with Padme?
Oh. No. Not really. He visits Senator, or the Supreme Chancellor more often than Senator Amidala. But who's counting, right?
I'm counting. Well, let's try to focus on the mission at hand. I hope you've been practicing your Huttese.
We're about to find out.
Well, then be my guest.
I guess we'd better knock.
Yes.
Jedi Ahsoka Tano, Bo Obi-Wan Kenobi, et Tuto ad Mishku du Jabba the Hutt.
Yes, what she said, sorry. Well, that's why they call me the negotiator.
A massive sandblasted gate to Jabba's palace opens, revealing a long, dark passageway into the heart of the criminal den. Ahsoka and Obi-Wan bravely venture forth and are soon met by the grotesque sentries that patrol Jabba's territory.
You will take us to Jabba now. I said, you will take us to Jabba now. Well, any tips, Mr. Negotiator?
Bit of a sinus problem. Perhaps you should snort politely?
We don't have time for this. You will take us to Jabba now. Oh, I don't get it. That usually works.
No, see, it works on the weak-minded, Ahsoka, not on the mindless.
Finally, someone with brains to talk to. We are emissaries from the Jedi Order. We bring greetings for Jabba the Hutt. And a gift.
A gift?
Yes. The gift is that we won't cause any trouble if everyone cooperates.
Jabba no Bada, Israel too. Yeah, Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yes. Well done, Padawan.
Obi-Wan and Ahsoka step into the dank bustle of Jabba the Hutt's throne room. The smoky parlor is filled alcove to alcove with all manner of bizarre life forms and strange tourists from distant lands.
Ugh. This place hasn't improved with time.
Remember diplomacy, Ahsoka. We all guests here.
I know. Any last-minute advice?
Yes. No deep breaths in here.
You don't have to remind me. I never could get that smell of stinky out of my backpack. Hands off my lightsaber, bright eyes, or I'll teach you some manners.
What did you do to that Jawa?
As the Jedi wind their way through the crowd, they at long last catch sight of the powerful, the legendary, the great Jabba the Hutt.
Huh. He's asleep. I guess he didn't know we were coming.
Wait, that's Watto. Sorry about that.
You do and you'll clean it up. Yeah, we'll wait over here while you make the necessary preparations with your master.
The Hutt's pasty-faced Major Domo scuttles to the throne to delicately inform the crime lord of business. And from the crowd emerges one of Jabba the Hutt's countless worker droids.
Ah, a new acquisition. You must be the property of our master's order.
Excuse
Very
is that
chipper.
happiest droid? Excuse me?
The mighty Jabba has been looking for ages to replace our last dancer since the incident. You are our fifth specimen. Please report to the tailor droid for fitting of your dancing outfit.
Black, back off! Take two. Back off, Glitchhead. I'm no dancer. I'm here on official Jedi business.
I was referring to the far better toned, graceful-looking specimen next to you.
Graceful.
Anakin's really gonna wish he came on this mission. After you, Your Grace.
I have a bad feeling about this. And scene! Come out and take your bows. Come on, guys. That was fantastic. Take center stage. Take your bows. This is for you, sir. And for you, sir. And for you, sir. And nothing for you.
One more round of applause for our new honorary cast members of Star Wars.
Great job, guys. Thank you so much. You can make your way back to your seats. Thanks so much. All right. Well done. Well done. Good to see you.
That was fun.
Pretty good.
Yeah, they were really talented.
And this guy's not bad either.
I know.
You should consider acting.
Yeah?
Maybe one day. Well, the fun is not over yet, because we have a very special announcement from the supervising director of Star Wars: The Clone Wars, Dave Filoni. Let's watch the screens.
Hey Star Wars fans, I'm Dave Filoni, the supervising director of Star Wars: The Clone Wars, and I hope you're having a great time at Disney Star Wars weekends. I know I always do. And every time I come down Florida, or every time we have Star Wars weekends, I like to show you guys something you've never seen before and something exclusive just for you all for coming to Star Wars weekend. So what have I got this time? I've got a little clip that deals with our little green friend, Master Yoda. It delves a little bit into Yoda's relationship with Anakin Skywalker and what that was like and what Yoda thinks of him. So I think it's stuff you guys are going to love. And I hope you enjoy this exclusive clip made special just for you guys at Disney Star Wars Weekends.
I am prescribing nothing but bed rest for you now, Master Yoda. I will leave you two alone.
You asked for me, Master?
Yes, friends we are.
Of course.
A choice you must make. Worried for you I am.
Why is that?
Do something for me, you must. Blame you will be.
What? What must I do?
Help me to escape. Yes.
Escape? But you're not in prison.
No? Perhaps. But perhaps I am. Already, all around us, the cage may be a journey I must make. Alone.
The Council will not want you to travel at all. Alone, even less.
Disobeying the Council, your expertise is. That is why I ask for your help. It is the spontaneity you find so easily, which others do not. That is what sets you apart. Now, a walk you will take me on. Come.
Where are you going?
Some fresh air I require.
It's okay. He's with me. I'll watch him. I hope I don't regret this. Hey, R2. I have a mission for you. Dr. Nemo's gonna notice Yoda's missing any minute now. Get him to his ship as fast as possible and get him out of here.
Where's Master Yoda? What have you done?
Hey, for once, none of this was my idea.
Cool stuff.
You know, James, it is a very exciting time to be a Star Wars fan. We have new episodes of Star Wars The Clone Wars, Star Wars Rebels coming to Disney XD,
Yes.
and then this little project called Star Wars Episode 7 coming to 2015.
Pretty exciting.
Well, we are out of time, but thank you so much for coming to Behind the Force. Thank you to our special guest, Sam Witwer, everyone. And your Star Wars Weekend host, James Arnold Taylor.
And of course, Ashley Eckstein.
Thank you. Thank you to all of our volunteers. Thank you to Mark, our sound engineer, everyone in the booth. And thank you guys for coming. And James, Sam, I think there's only one thing left to say.
May the Force be with you.
Thank